Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is the AuthorTube Newbie Tag 3.0. And I'm going to say newbie because I've been on YouTube with this particular BookTube, AuthorTube, whatever channel for a long time, since 2017. So yeah, it's been a while. I'm definitely not a newbie, though I more so do BookTube than AuthorTube because, as you're going to see with these questions that I wrote down and put in my cauldron, I'm not very organized and I don't usually give writing advice because I'm very chaotic and I just do things with writing and then it turns out well, but I don't think I can give advice and I'm not organized enough to give advice. So it's AuthorTube Newbie Tag 3.0. I did the first one a long time ago, probably the first month of joining BookTube, AuthorTube. I didn't do 2.0. I should probably find it. Am I going to do that? Probably. Yeah, probably. I found this, the 3.0, what we're doing today, from Year of the Author. I'm going to link her channel down below. And I really like the questions. There's 21 questions, and I'm just going to pull them out of my cute little cauldron and answer them to the best of my ability. And me writing them down, I know that there are some that I can't fully answer because, as I said, I'm chaotic. The first question, it's number 6. What's your favorite genre? For reading and writing, I love historical fiction and fantasy. So those are my two go-tos for reading and writing. Okay, number 9. What's something I would never guess about you? I'm left-handed. And another fun fact, my handwriting, it's atrocious because I, being lefty, didn't have great teachers and they didn't teach me, or they didn't know how to teach me to write. So I have chicken scratch, though I would like to say I have my own font, and that's perfection because I can say I have my own font and it's special, even though people can't read it. Sometimes I can't read it. It's fine. Yay, public school system. Number 17. If one of your works was chosen for the big screen, what would you want it to be like? As close to the book as possible, and don't add in random stuff that doesn't make sense. I hate when that happens. I am more interested in you take away a few scenes from the book to make it maybe like the movie shorter or something, but you're adding in scenes that don't make sense to the overall plot. So all of the scenes in my books need to be there. I don't want them to be there. So if there's a scene that I want it to be in, I cut it because what is it doing for the novel? And I don't like writing big books. The biggest book I've written so far is A Patriot's Tale, and that's 88,000 words. My other books are under 80,000 words. I see a lot of writers nowadays just throwing in scenes that they want to be there, and I don't really go for that type of writing for me personally. It's the same for movies. If a movie can be an hour and a half, but it's 2 hours because you decided to add 30 minutes of BS, I don't know. I don't like it. But it's kind of popular. Number 11, who are your favorite AuthorTubers? I don't watch AuthorTube. I watch, unlike random people, maybe once a month. I don't really have favorites. That's my problem. I don't really have favorites, and what I do have as favorites, it's many things instead of one thing. Like if you ask my favorite color, I'm gonna give you 5 different colors, not just one. It's kind of a problem. Number 7, how would you describe your writing style? Chaotic. Not very organized. I'm a pantser. I do not like drafting. I prefer editing. And why I don't like drafting and it takes longer for me to write something is because I have a blank screen. I know, like crazy, right? But it's harder for me with my ADHD to focus on a blank screen versus, oh look, I have a draft. It's messy, but I'm still gonna edit it, and then, you know, my editor and I will work on it and get it better to, you know, publish, yada yada. Like, that's kind of the difference between drafting and editing for me, and I actually prefer editing over that. There are some people that live for drafting. I am not that person. Also, I'm a pantser, but I go from beginning, middle, and end, and I don't jump around at all. That would make me anxious, really anxious if I did that. So, chaotic. Number 15, do you have any go-to snacks or drinks when you write? I do love water. You gotta hydrate, especially if you're sitting on your butt for like 5 hours straight. I've done that before without water, and that was not good. I also like some sangria, gin and tonic, vodka sunrise, and I do like just a regular cranberry juice vodka, you know? That was a lot of alcohol, but I will have 1 glass, not like 5. I'm not a Hemingway. You might think that I am, but I'm not, I swear. I don't drink. Like, constantly throughout the time, I'll sip it. I'll baby it, you know? Okay, number 3, what are you currently working on? As of today, I am working on my 2nd and 3rd book. The 4th book is on pause, and it's been on pause for a year because I needed to get myself together with my 2nd and 3rd book. Have I gotten myself together? Kind of, but not fully. I was supposed to publish The Two Foxes this month, but it looks like it's probably going to be the end of May or maybe in June. There are just a lot of problems going on in my life right now. I'm so happy about it. Plus, the formatting tool Atticus is having a bunch of glitches. So even if I wanted to just like publish right now, the Atticus program to format my book is having back-end glitching problems. So I don't want to touch it until they fix it. So that's what's going on right now. But I did get my cover for my 3rd book, Danu's Curse, and I'm about 12 chapters away from finishing the edit. So I feel like that's a little bit more positive going than my 2nd book. That's just kind of stuck because of the formatting and me being poor right now. Yeah, I'm gonna move on before I cry. Okay. Number 16, music or ambiance, sounds, or silence when writing. I'm usually silent, other than maybe Celtic war songs when I'm writing a fighting battle scene, you know, but usually it's silence. Number 12, do you have any rituals that get you into the writing mood? Alcohol? No. I go on when I'm drafting, not editing, but when I'm drafting. I like to say write tipsy, edit sober. Do not write drunk, because what are you gonna do? You can't figure what's going on the page. I prefer a very light tipsiness, yeah, as in like 1 drink. Now you say, wait, 1 drink? Yes, I am Irish, okay, and I'm Scottish, but I'm a lightweight because I don't drink, so that's how I, you know, work that into my life, my writing life. You just need a little bit enough to not care, and I think there's a lot of writers that care too much for perfection for a draft, And that's me, because I'm a perfectionist, so I have to do a little bit of tipsiness, and then it's all good to go. And then I can write 3,000 words in a day. Whoa! Also the ritual of opening up the document and staring at it for quite some time. That's me. Okay, number 13. Do you have any trackers or logs that keep you on track, or do you track your writing? No, other than I have X amount of chapters and I have a lot of words. So this is like the thing of I'm not a great author tuber because I don't track anything. And I don't care if you track it or if I track, well, I don't track it, but I don't care if you track it or anything like that. I'm not going to say you need to. You don't need to, obviously, because I don't track, and I have 4 poetry books published, and I have 1 full novel out, so I'm not doing horribly without tracking stuff. Now, don't mention the second or third book. The second book, technical difficulties. It's not my writing that's the problem, it's other stuff. Just want to let you know. Just want to clarify, you know, because I feel crappy about not having the second book out already, so we're okay. Number 14, if we lived in a dystopian world, would you alter your writing as ordered or rebel? Okay, so I am seriously anti-authority, and I have always been, and that's gotten me suspended from school many times. Yes, and I do have problems still to this day. Luckily, the bosses that I've had, well, the majority of bosses that I've had at work don't have that annoying authority, you need to listen to me or else. Don't like that. Also, I would be a hypocrite for being against banning books and then turn around in that question be like, yeah, I'll totally censor myself and even like not write anything at all if that means I live. So no, I would rebel. That's in my nature. Can't help it. Number 2, when did you realize you wanted to be a writer? In elementary school, and it's just because I was writing everything under the sun. I started my first book at age 12. It's not the same. Okay, this thing went through like 7 drafts, so don't think that I published a draft or like even like a completed edited draft of my 12-year-old story. No, it's way different. But I did start A Patriot's Tale at 12, so that was a long run, but that really started everything. No, that wasn't true. There was a poem about the last unicorn that I wrote in 3rd grade, and my teacher loved it, and she got it laminated and, you know, all that fun stuff. That's really cute. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere. I just don't want to put it on my refrigerator like my grandparents did for 15 years. Even when I was an adult, they still had it up there on the fridge. Number 5, if you could live in any time period and be a writer, what time period would you choose and why? I'm choosing this time period because I like my rights. Number 4, any exciting videos coming out? No. That sounds stupid. I don't really plan out videos. That's why I don't have a bunch of followers and I don't really have a set schedule. I just do it for fun because I work 3 jobs. Okay, I don't have time or the energy, like the mental and emotional energy. Yeah, I don't have that type of headspace. 10, do you have any superstitions? No, I'm an atheist. Number 1, what's the weirdest story you've ever written? I don't have any weird stories. I don't think anything's weird. Yeah, I don't write short stories or fan fiction or books that I don't think I'm going to publish, right? So that thing's just not in my mind to do that. Number 8, what are your writing strengths and weaknesses, and what are the areas for improvement? I do love a good semicolon. I was thinking of getting a semicolon tattoo, but then I learned well, this was like years ago. It's like a symbol for depression and then like moving on from depression or something. I don't want that on me because yes, I do have depression, but I don't want to signal that to everyone under the sun. And I don't need people coming up to me that know about the semicolon tattoo story and say, oh my God, I'm so happy that you've moved on, or that you're like recovering and you're healed from just depression. Me too. I don't care. Please stand back. I'm not a people person, especially if you want to talk about your mental illnesses to a stranger. No, thank you. Maybe give it another 5 or 10 years and then I can get the semicolon tattoo because people have forgotten about it. This was in the mid or early 2000s, so maybe it's gone by now. I don't know, but I just don't really want to risk it. Also, I do have run-on sentences, and that's a problem. And my editor's like, you need a period. You do. That thing, it's too long. You need a period. Actually, you need 4 periods. Get it together. But you know, that's what happens when I'm drafting. I have problems with that. Now, I do have a lot of feedback about writing very detailed and kind of like mystical, magical scenes or descriptions of forests. I love forests. I grew up near forests. I always used to go into forests. So I have a love of the woods. So probably because I spent so much time in the forest as a kid and a teenager that it naturally comes out in a very flowing, magical way. Because I think, you know, forests are really magical. And I used to pretend when I was, you know, in 1st grade that there were fairies around and we're playing with the elves because that's just me, I guess. I'm sure there's other kids that did that, so don't hate, appreciate, okay? And I do also get a lot of feedback that my main character is a very solidly fleshed out, even though it's always a she, has flaws. Flaws don't hinder her ability to be relatable, which thank you very much for everyone that says that. Number 21, do you have any works you found later that you don't remember writing? No, I remember all of my writing because I don't randomly write stuff and then forget about it. I'm pretty organized considering I have ADHD. Number 20, have you ever taken story requests from friends or family? No, because that would be a hot mess and I don't trust that. Number 19, how many unused journals do you own? I only own 1 because I do actually use journals to write stuff out. Amazing, right? Okay, so number 18, this is the last question. Inserting current real world media, religions, and history into fantasy worlds, yay or nay? That really depends on the author and the story and the characters. It's not my business to tell other writers what they're gonna do with their fantasy story. Because I wouldn't want someone saying that to me. I'm not gonna say that to someone else, especially if they're strangers. Now, if it's a beta read, I'm gonna say what needs to be shared in a polite way. I'm trying to think of a book that does that in like a fantasy realm, and I think the only one that I had problems with regarding technology is the Sarah J. Maas, the Crescent City series. The technology does not match up with the world. It feels weird, especially when there's reality TV shows in Crescent City, like in that world. That does not make sense. It does not match. Am I gonna say that the book, because of that problem with the technology and the magic, is absolute trash and I'm gonna give it 1 star? No. I did ding it, the second book. I dinged off a star for multiple reasons, and one of those reasons was because the technology is just weird with the magic and everything going on. It really depends on the book and what the writer is doing, because I'm sure there are other fantasy books that I've read with, you know, religions and media and current events and all that stuff, and I'm not remembering it, but that means that's a good thing, because it flowed very well into the story and it was just natural, you know. Thank you so much for watching my AuthorTube Newbie Tag 3.0. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!